So your business model is very different to all the big players,
Yeah.
right? How do you see the landscape in general for media and from the film industry changing and impacting your business model?
Yes. Well, in order to survive in this business, you need a very clear differentiation to Netflix's and Amazon's of this world. So the way we see the ecosystem of OTT is there is going to be a number of scale feeds. There's going to be a number of players who's going to bring you all sorts of entertainment, movies, TV series, even sports. And we think there is going to be 5 players here. Netflix, Amazon.
Yep.
We think Apple is going to really go in a very big way into this business in the next 18 months. We think Google is going to start getting serious about this, and of course Disney. And we think that's it.
But this is for content.
This is for a scale entertainment, all sorts of wide, and majority of the households is going to subscribe to at least one of these subscriptions. Then there's going to be the social feed, which is going to be shorter form, more contextual, ad-supported. Then specialty feeds. We are a specialty feed. We focus on world cinema. And if you're really interested in Indian cinema, you're going to be, you're going to be getting another SVOD. If you're into anime, there's going to be another SVOD. Because Netflix, by definition, is not going to be able to satisfy everyone when you are trying to satisfy everyone. Even at the scale that they're investing in content.
I mean, what's interesting about your site is also it's curated, right? It's only 30 films at a time.
Yep.
And yet I learn, or I see that the young generation want to have everything available when they want it. So have you seen it as an advantage or a disadvantage?
Well, paradox of choice. You know, when you give people everything, people are really looking for a way to cut through the noise and some expertise. And that's what Mubi is. I mean, we see every film and we choose only one film a day that we present to you every day. And we think also that's a very clear differentiation. We are like you know how you go to your favorite video store? It doesn't matter if they have 1,000 titles. You always go to that guy behind the counter who knows so much about the film, and you say you're in the mood for comedy or classic or independent film. He picks up something from there, the staff's pick, and gives it to you. You never heard about the film. You go, you watch, you are delighted, and you go back to the same guy the next day. That's Mubi. We are the guy behind the counter at the video store.
Efe, you were talking to me also about the fact that in the US people have multiple subscriptions, right? So would it be that they would have a Mubi subscription in addition to something else?
Yes, that's why.
Is it changing?
That's why we are growing like crazy. I mean, our revenue growth year on year was 135%. We are doubling every 10 months now, and the reason we are growing, even next to these giants, is because people are taking multiple subscriptions to satisfy their needs. More than half of the households in US today have at least 2 subscriptions. So this is already happening. And 20% of them have actually more than 3. So we see that this is going to continue to evolve.
How do the Asians and the Chinese actually consume media differently? And I guess that's the El Dorado, right? If you crack that business, then you're going to do better than competitors.
Well, they're incredibly engaged with mobile and more so with shorter form content. You have to be also incredibly local in those countries and very multi-ethnic. So one model doesn't work for everyone. You go to a country like Malaysia, 40% Malay, 25% Chinese, 10% South Indian, and their entertainment needs, you see, are very different from each other. So you need to be hyper-localized when you go to a place like Asia. Which is a very exciting place for Mubi also to grow in coming years.
Efe, how difficult is it to be small and independent? Do you think that at some point you'll be bought out? Is there, you hear about consolidation in the media landscape almost every day.
Yeah. Well, when I look at Netflix and see that they're spending $10 billion a year on content, and Mubi only raised $25 million that we're investing in content. I mean, it's a completely different scale. But we see a lot of room for growth for us. And we are not trying to replace Netflix or try to be as big as they are. We are complementing the Netflix experience. And yeah, we see, as an independent player, we see tremendous room for growth in this space.
How are you doing in the UK? So if we do see a downturn, will people have less money to spend on your types of services?
People will always spend money on inexpensive entertainment. So if you go back and look at in 2008, when there was a financial crisis, 2 sectors grew, whereas every other sector either stayed flat or went down. And it was the movie industry and fast food. So no matter what happens, I mean, Brexit didn't really have much of an impact in our business, or any downturn that might be coming up. I think people will continue to watch entertainment in their home for $7.99 a month.